Genre means kind or type from the Latin word genus. It can be argued as to whether genre is created in the minds of audiences or in the minds of the producers, but when a range of media products share codes and conventions and iconography, it creates certain expectations in the audience's mind. So if you're going to see something where it's been classed as a horror genre, you're expecting to see lots of scary, tensing scenes and maybe even chase scenes or anything like that. So genres when you have certain expectations of what you're going to see in any media product. Audiences know the difference between genres because of the codes and conventions and iconography used. So if you see something that's really romantic, you're not going to really associate it with a horror film at all. The opening sequence that we're going to be doing for a film is going to be a war documentary genre, and from my own stereotypical beliefs of the war genre, I'd expect to see a protagonist and antagonist. Usually the protagonist is like a strong male dominant figure, and I'd expect to see lots of dull colours, lots of fighting, lots of weapons, probably a lot of blood, and for it to be based on events that have happened in real life. And for a documentary, usually there'd be a narrative over it and quite a strong voice and cutscenes from what you're actually watching and interviews, maybe even pictures. For my research for a war film, I watched Saving Private Ryan, and in the scene where they battle for the bridge, there's a lot of graphic violence, there's lots of banter between the soldiers, there's lots of swearing, the colours are quite dull, there's blood, there's lots of big bulky vehicles. So that was quite stereotypical of the war genre, and it kind of conformed to what codes and conventions I associated with it. And for documentary, I watched Forensic Investigators, which is pretty much about crime, and it kept switching between reenactment scenes of what actually happened and then interviews with the loved ones and police officers involved with the victim, and it kept fading in and out of pictures of the actual crime scene, but through all of it there was a strong American voiceover, so the narrative was definitely there. So for a war documentary, I'd probably expect to see a fight scene of some sort and lots of dull colours, and it's definitely good versus bad for the actual war scenes, but then to cut from the war scenes to interviews of people that are actually there, maybe even pictures of things that happened or wounds or anything like that, and to have a voiceover through most of it, or just to have a voiceover through the documentary part of it.